Super live. Boy, the narcissistic tendencies of some people was a topic that really struck a chord last week.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. In fact, at some point, we'll have to do an entire show on narcissistic relationships.
Actually, we had a comment that came in from one of our viewers saying that I was a habitual narcissist chooser for a long time. Lots of therapy to not repeat the same patterns, and self-discovery has led me to otherwise, and I couldn't be more thankful. So we also got some feedback on the Stanley Cup.
Yes.
As well, the Tumbler ideas. And one commenter called out our Sheeptacular Stanley Fest knockoff rather, as a spectacular idea. Actually, we received a couple of photos.
Yes, we did.
From those people who got the Stanley tumbler. And in fact, I think that we have some photos here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, Susan Coldis had the actual Valentine version, and she didn't have to wait in line for that at all. So she shared some photos of that. So that was quite a thing. And so here we are. So welcome, everyone. This is the Blend Podcast.
Yes, welcome.
The Blend
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Second night.
And the Blend Podcast, as you know, is about blending our families, new love and partnership after divorce, raising kids, running our businesses, and great conversations with some of the very best people that we know. And tonight, we're going to have Soma Dinicola on the program. So we're excited to have Soma. So we'll turn up the mic. So Soma, so you were out there actually delivering candles today.
I was. This was my first day delivering free local delivery. It was fun. I wouldn't have gone out if my husband wasn't driving.
Yeah,
truck, safe and sound in a truck. But yeah, it's messy.
So, and if you comment on tonight's program, you will be in the running for a candle from Soma's. Of course, she's well known. So tell me about your candle making process.
Well, it's a long process. Like the actual candle making, it takes about, you melt the wax, you blend the oils with the wax at the perfect temperature, and then you pour the wax into containers that you have prepped with wicks, and then you let it set for like a week. It has to just sit
it's
there.
that long.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And then after a week minimum, I go in and smooth the tops a couple times, and then after that, I have to clean each and every candle, and then I label each one too. So it's a long process, tedious work, but I love it. It's really it's been wonderful.
It is. And so, you recently closed your brick and mortar. I know it was sad for you, but you're ramping up the online business.
Well, I've always been online. Pre-COVID, I didn't really offer single sales. I did business to business. So COVID, I opened a store during COVID, and it was wonderful. So I'm still online, somasaromas.com, and I offer free local delivery, which is new.
Yeah.
I figured it would be fun to get in the house and like see my peeps.
That's awesome. I had no idea you were going to be doing that.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah,
good to know.
Yeah, quietly, that's what I was doing. So it was fun. I love going out and about. That's what I used to do when I was on foot originally.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So back, bringing it all back home. So Becky Barnini says, hi, guys. Speaking of downtown business owners, Deborah Cardarella says, hi, all. Linda Horomansky says, hi, John, Cara, and Soma.
Hello.
Hello. And you are all in the running for a candle, which is an involved process from Soma. That's awesome.
I forgot to bring it.
Oh, that's okay.
I'll drop it off tomorrow.
They're not in the studio right now. So.
Right, we'll get it. We'll get a joke.
We'll do that. Oh, by the way.
Speaking of which, we have a really awesome one of our friends. I don't know. Can you see this? Am I holding it up?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So Mike Struzula with 413 Duckless Solutions. He sent us some Stanley mugs with his logo on them. So I'm really excited. I got home from work and found that.
So fun. I don't own a Stanley.
Well, because we had that conversation, and part of the conversation was what should we do with the fact that it was invented originally in Great Barrington, and what should we do? So we had some ideas, and actually looking at those, we had some comments on Instagram. Actually, even Joe Derwin commented and said, that's a brilliant idea. Remember the Sheeptacular? So here we go. Here's a little idea that we have about what we could do if I can get this up here. And the Sheeptacular concept in Great Barrington, if we can get up there. There we go. So there they are. So all the little artists, they can decorate the life-size Stanley.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool.
Well, you know what?
Yeah,
I was having this conversation with John the other night, and I'm like, I think we should seriously think about doing this, but I don't know where to even go.
Right.
But I'm not even kidding. Like, how fun would that be?
It would be pretty fun.
and then another concept would be we could bring it to downtown Pittsfield. Now, for those who are watching this worldwide, we are located in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and so that would be a great spot right there. And you're very familiar with Park Square, Soma, so right in the fountain there. That'd be a great place.
Huge.
Maybe we could have water shooting out of the straws.
Oh wow, that would, there you go. The water.
That would be fun.
That would be really fun
as well. And actually, a great idea on Instagram came as well. What about on the Allendale parking lot? You remember that ship?
The ship.
Yeah.
So
for years that was there.
So we could maybe just replace it with the Stanley right there, so, just like that.
What color
just like
though?
That.
Pink?
I don't know. What color is that?
Yeah.
I'm colorblind. What color is that?
I think it's white.
That's white.
White or a very light blue, maybe.
A light blue.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. So if anybody has any ideas on how we might kick that off, I think it would be amazing.
Let's do that. Anyone who has connections with the Stanley company, and actually we've been thinking about reaching out. Why not? We got to market this area.
Right.
Hey,
That would be really. That'd be cool.
So Tina Bordeaux says hi. Hi, Tina.
Hi,
Our
Tina.
dear friend Lynn Fisher Noel says good evening. Trish Toscanio said that is hilarious. Yes, yes it is. That's some good work on Canva there by one of our favorite tools with 180 Media and with the Blend podcast. And Tina Bordeaux is laughing, and Lynn Fisher Noel did say that maybe the Stanley tumbler is taller than the Christmas tree there in Park Square.
I think you're right, Lynn.
Yes.
I do.
So there you go. Interesting. Maybe a pretty tree imprinted on the Stanley at Park Square. So something like that. So we're having fun here, and I think so. Soma.
Yes, John.
You're a mom.
Yes,
And
I am.
You're a small business owner.
Yes.
People, it's hard enough being a mom, and it's hard enough being a parent, but to be a small business owner, and this is something I think a lot of us. It's a special kind of situation that we all have, that we have chosen a path. What is that like?
Well, I'm lucky enough to be able to do what I'm doing. I've shifted in many ways. So change is kind of, I'm used to change, I guess. And it's, I don't know. Balance, I have very good structure in like where my energy goes. But I'm on the tail end of it because I have 2 grown kids, and
How old are your
just
kids?
12. So Kayla's 24, and then Nicholas is 19, and then Lily is 12.
Okay. Yeah.
So almost home free, but Lily's still there. Yep.
Yeah.
Still a few years
So
to
I
go,
have a
though.
12-year-old
Yes.
too.
Firecracker. Yeah. But it's a lot of balance. You have to, I mean, that's why I love working at home, because my husband he's the breadwinner. He works, and I've always worked kind of part-time in the evenings because I'm a night owl, and that's when I like to work. So
I mean, and Cara, hey,
I prefer that too.
listen.
I mean, I work every day early in the morning, but elementary school is a little easier, I think.
Well, no.
I have
don't
waking
think so.
up in the morning because it's a little later. Middle school was tougher, 7:15, and it was rough. Elementary's a little later, but I'm a night owl too, so I totally
I'm
get
lucky
that.
I get to go back to bed if I wanted to. It's been 2 years of sacrifice, so I've been looking forward to just,
Yeah.
chilling for
Yeah.
the first month and then getting back into it. But I'm ready to go. I'm kind of,
And I'm loving
Bored.
the reels. Your
Oh,
reels.
thank you. Wow.
Those are really fun.
I love my reels. It's hard if you don't have content. I mean, I have the store, and I have so many pictures I'm going to post because, I love everybody, and these are great memories. But, if you are in a rut like I was in for a couple of weeks, I don't have any content. What am I gonna do? So I just do little reels like that, and they're
Well,
I
tell me
think they're
about your
Yeah.
process and what inspires you, because a lot of business owners are being told that you've got to put out content, you've got to be able to put out information, about to have top of mind. And by the way, when you do it, it's in social media, so that's a low cost way to have name recognition, which is true. So what is your process like?
So I'm like anybody who started at home. I literally started with the last couple $100 in my account for the month. And I got some supplies and I just started doing it. And my reasons, and just, it kind of pushes me more. I deal with chronic pain and a lot of medical stuff. So it kind of drives me. I started with Facebook, and that's how you have to start free social media. I'm kind of over that, we're older. I'm over 40, so I have no idea about all these new, this is the only platform I'm doing is Facebook and Instagram. That's it. My brain can't tolerate anything.
Well, it's a
anything
lot.
else.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. So I only have one platform also, and it goes to each one. I did my website myself. I did everything myself because I'm mom. I don't have a huge budget, right? So, you have to start somewhere, and that's what I did. And now I'm at the point, I had my store, and I do some paid ads, but any kind of advertising is pretty expensive. So we have to do what we can do. But number one is me and my mental and physical well-being. And if I want to do it, I'll do it. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. It's just,
and
priorities and structure.
And one thing that we've, because I run a marketing agency, and Cara has a business, and one thing that we've talked about, and also with other businesses, is giving them tools to be able to message and get their ideas out there and their name out there, using the tools that they have available to them without having to pay the media outlets, like the Berkshire
Everybody has to
Eagle
get paid.
or
Everybody
has to get paid.
Everybody has to get paid, and the only person who's going to advertise the loudest is you.
Right.
And one of my biggest things is I don't care if I'm bugging you. You can scroll by. I post to when I have the store, trying not to post too much, but when I have the store, it's important that you are repeating. If you have a brand, especially, because people have to remember it. And visually, that's all you have on social media. So it's important to have, your own little way of doing it. But I'm the biggest advocate or, person yelling about my brand and my candles. So you do control that. It's really hard for others to break out of that shell and kind of go for it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I love the reels. I love
Oh,
watching them,
thank you.
especially then you have the new ones where you're showing us what you do with the candles.
Yes.
I love that.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Process.
exciting.
Yeah. If you're a business and you have a process that has beautiful imagery in it and lots of fun stuff that are great visuals, then it's wonderful marketing. And you could do a workshop on that. And you're also very humble in regard to the reels, because we're talking about it
Yeah.
because they draw a lot of attention.
I watch them a couple times because I'm like, that's
Yeah. I have to do it. So I need to do a whole video of like the process, I think.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's time, some of my reels, I won't lie, have taken a couple of days because I'm doing it on my phone, which you have to balance. I'm not going to be stuck in my phone all night. But sometimes I am. So yeah, I think social media and advertising, the most important thing about your business when you start, I think, is getting in locally. And I have always been kind of in the hospitality world. So being a member of the local chamber, Downtown Pittsfield Inc. and One Berkshire, that's really important to me. So yeah, those are the...
Yeah. So, and I think that's really important, to look at, because most of, small businesses, they don't have a large marketing budget. So, the idea that you're going to hand over thousands of dollars to the radio station or to the newspaper, which has the digital product. But the thing about the digital product is that if you know how to do it, and that's one of the things that Cara and I have been talking about, is helping businesses learn how to do it themselves, because once you're able to do that, that's great value. So then you don't have to pay someone to do it.
Right,
Lynn Fisher Knoll says, Soma, do you make the candles?
I make all of my...
You make the candles.
So yeah, I buy my candles. I buy all of my ingredients in wholesale batches. So I get pounds, 50 pounds of wax each. It's a lot. So yeah, I'll show you soon.
And they're wonderful. They are wonderful.
They're non-toxic, so they're pure soy. I don't use any additives or anything, color dye or anything. All the wicks are cotton, lead, and zinc free, and all of my fragrance oils are infused with therapeutic essential oils and phthalate free, paraben free, carcinogen free.
Yeah.
It's really important what we're breathing, and the candle market is oversaturated and it's not regulated. So paraffin wax, which is the main wax all of these big box stores use because it's the cheapest. And it's basically supporting foreign oil. So when paraffin wax is burned, it can emit cancer-causing and endocrine-disrupting chemicals, and you're breathing this in. And legally, these companies can have just like 2% natural wax and the rest paraffin, and you wouldn't know it. So natural blend. Look at the names and all that. It's important.
It is.
And you'll notice the difference, definitely. I make mine because I have health issues and previous health issues, and we all have asthma and all that. So I wanted really good candles that weren't bad for us.
And there's a lot going on. So managing that, how has that been for you?
Everything, like at life and I've had a lot of change. I've had a lot going on, and so far I'm holding up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got to keep going.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I really wanted to have a break and be home. Being at the store for 2+ years, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And the weekends. Well, the weekends are huge. I miss being at home with my husband and kids and dogs and cat. And so the weekends are huge.
It is, and there's something to be definitely said for that.
Yeah,
Being
it's
able to
almost like I remember having the restaurant, and I loved it. It was the best of times, but like the worst of times at the same time, because it was 24/7.
Yes. And closing the store at the end of the busy season was like, I kind of just crashed.
Yeah.
It was a lot. So
well, there and so when you are hooked, essentially, I mean, if that's the right term, to a brick and mortar, because Cara and I talk about businesses and what the future is, and should we open a coffee shop or should we open a whenever there's a place, then it becomes staffing. And what happens when a few people don't show up to work, and you thought you were going to go to Maine for the weekend. Whoops, that's not happening. So
I did not. Yeah, it's just me. So
Yeah.
I didn't have. I don't have any other. I didn't have any other option. And other than weather, and then last year we had COVID. I worked every day I said I was open.
Yeah.
I had to work special hours too. My hours were special because it was just me. But brick and mortars it's a hard game right now.
Yeah.
I opened mine, it was just meant to be. And I used it as a therapy for what I was going through. Excuse me. I used it as a therapy of what we were going through at the time, and I did open during COVID. It just helped me immensely. But retail's hard. People don't shop like they used to, unfortunately. We're not. It's pretty much in every main street, but. We can get back. We just have to be creative. But we need our people, sorry.
And so consistency is the key, says Lynn Fisher Noel. Boy, does it. Sally Tiska Rice says, hi, Cara, John, and Soma.
Hi, Sally.
And Pamela, funny girly, we love you, Pam. Word of mouth, brochures, business cards, social media, advertising, TV marketing, and so much more. But I will say TV marketing is very, very expensive. Social media can also be expensive. I mean, there's a lot of different dynamics to all of that, but some of those hardcore word of mouth things, like the business cards and the brochures, you can have a lower cost foot in the door on those and pound the pavement with a lot of that, especially when it's a brick and mortar. But now, Right Aries says, get the word out, spread the word. That's how I was going to make it. And podcasts are a great idea. So, we're talking digital, and that's one of the great things about today. So you can have a product that can go, and again, you have a candle that has to go maybe around the world.
Not around the world, but
in some
maybe,
case, maybe, but it can.
It can, absolutely.
Just like Joshua Needleman makes his chocolate, and he'll probably get orders from California for it. But that's the wonderful thing about online, and and I think that there's great opportunities there, especially if you don't have to. Have so much inventory too.
And I'm just wondering, are you still selling like the soaps and the diffusers?
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, I have new products coming. Because it's just me though, it's a little slower than usual. But yes, I'm. So I have soaps out on my site. I do private label with my candles, but I also found these soaps that I put my label on because I love them. They're natural.
So by private label, you mean?
With private label, it's your company's name on a product. With my candles, I guess it's. I call it private label because I started it.
You call it white label or something like that. Yeah, like that. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. So you're
Yeah.
providing the product.
Yes.
The,
So I
the
have-
company says, wow, this is cool. We're going to slap our logo on it and say, this is the Hancock Shaker Village special candle or something like
Yeah.
that.
And
I don't know.
recently,
Right.
the children's
But-
chorus
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
had
Yes.
a candle. And
Yeah.
so I bought a few of them
Oh,
because
thank you. The mango.
yeah.
to raise some money for the chorus.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I remember that. I remember
Ryan
that.
and they put on a great organization. So
Yeah,
I was
it
really
is.
honored to pour.
Yes. Sally Jessica Rice says, I love your candles. They smell great and they don't have any black smoke.
Nope.
How do you do that?
It's magic.
It's magic. It's magic.
Well, you know what? I try to tell every single customer the most important thing about your candle is to trim the wick. So anytime, I mean, a lot
Trim
of
your
people,
wick, baby.
a lot of people,
Hashtag.
yes, no, really, hashtag trim your wick.
Trim your wick, baby.
Yep.
It's important. It's not only is it a fire hazard if you do not trim your wick, but it's going to suck through your candle much faster.
And I also loved how you said to me, and I never knew this, why this happened to every candle, but I will light a candle sometimes and then I blow it out too quickly.
Yes.
And it gets like holes. you know?
Tunneling.
Yeah.
Candle tunneling.
Tunneling.
So yes.
Wait, what does that mean?
So that means that it basically it got cut short. Your first burn is your most important burn. I didn't know this as a candle lover even before, I didn't know this until I really did my research. So your first burn is your most important burn. You want to allow enough time to melt the entire top to the edge of the containers. So depending on the size of your container, it can take 45 minutes or it could take a couple hours. So it just depends on the size. So after that first burn, put the lid on it or blow it out. And then the next time you burn it, you can either make sure the wick
So
is
wait,
trimmed
so
and-
you don't want a tunnel.
you don't want a tunnel.
So when you burn it, you want it to be a pool.
Yes.
That goes across
yes,
the whole...
the entire top of the candle. Yes. And that wax.
Like an above ground pool.
Exactly.
Like that. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, this is
Because if you don't and you blow it out too quickly, then it depends. If you have one wick or two, then you have these holes in your candle and it doesn't burn evenly.
No. And it could essentially just ruin your candle and it ends up in the trash.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So that was like an amazing tip that I never knew that. And
So now how do you do it right? Wait a minute. So just
Okay.
let me be very clear. Because
You need it. Okay.
so
Do you have a
do you
candle?
trim the
I
wick
have a
first?
candle.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
go
So
get a
when
candle.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
She has a candle.
So we're gonna go find a candle.
Okay.
Is it a Soma candle?
I hope it's a Soma.
I hope it's so. Well, it's a white label. Soma candle. If
Private
it smells good,
yes.
private label.
And it's a Soma candle.
Yeah.
Okay.
See? Yes.
Do we have a match?
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Did you burn it yet?
I did, and I
Okay. So
don't
see-
know. I don't
okay.
know, but
It's okay.
it's
So
not perfect.
So Cara has burned it already, and if you can see, the wick has like a little ball. So when you're starting your candles,
Wait a minute. Hold on.
wait,
Hold on.
I have to
Hold
start
on.
from the beginning.
Did she? Yeah, but did she
She
do
told me this after I already burned this
yeah,
candle.
she didn't know. Okay,
it? So she screwed it up. Is that what you're saying?
kind of. It's an easy fix though. With my wax, it's really easy to fix. I swear.
Soma, you can be honest because
Okay.
Soma's being so kind and she was very, very diplomatic, but I could see the look on her face.
So I have to
Inside
trim
was
this or
Okay.
something, right?
pain.
Yes. So so when you get home, you bought your candle, or it comes to you, you're going to go light your candle. I've already trimmed it for you, so you don't have to trim it. So you just light your candle, and then you melt the top. You burn it for as long as the top melts. My glass takes about 2 hours because it's really slow burning. And then after, you can continue burning it and enjoying it, but you have to you have to watch the wick, and when the wick starts to curl over, make a ball mushroom formation. That's your carbon soot buildup. You don't want to breathe it in, and it controls your flame. It'll get super hot, become a hazard, sucks through your candle like crazy. So yeah, you just want to make sure you trim your wick. Now, if you get a candle like this and it's like tunneling a little bit, next time you burn it, you just want to pluck that off. And light it, and just keep it going for a while, and you can melt through that. 100% soy wax is really easy to fix.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Love it.
So Lynn Fisher-Knoll says, so important that we breathe and also what we breathe and use on our skin. Dolores Aries says, I'm so happy that I came to this group tonight. Well, we're happy.
Yes, we are.
Jenna Reed, our dear friend with lots of hearts.
Jenna.
Deborah Cardarella says, plus being home, you get to see me.
Yes, I do. I get to yell over to my neighbor like I did today.
She's a good neighbor.
She's the
Best. And Dolores Aries says, please send me an invite. Your candles, I'll spread the word.
Thank you.
And Sally Jessica Rice, love your candles. They smell great and don't have any black smoke. I think we already mentioned that. Okay, so going through the comments. And so I think that, being an entrepreneur is all about being flexible and being able to like really just stop on a dime. And that,
And pivot.
And pivot.
Yeah.
And the opportunities online are so remarkable. And I think that if people really, if you look at it, there's just hundreds and hundreds of millions of people out there.
Well, that's the problem. There's so many, and to get through with your product, I had to start like a special way, and nobody knew my name, candle making. So I offered private label. And then I Red Lion Inn, I poured for them, and Gateways Inn,
Oh, wow.
Hotel Commonwealth in Boston. And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
we'll get it back on track.
Yeah.
We are, yes, definitely.
Get it back on track. So Tina Bordeaux says, love the show. Sorry, but unfortunately, mom duty's called. Bedtime for the kiddo. Would love to know more about the candles, soaps. Have a great night, and thank you, Soma.
Good night, Tina.
Thank
Tina.
you.
It is always something to make sure that you have enough energy. Actually, we were talking about this last show, Cara. We actually have these little patches that we've been using.
Yes.
Which are
I forgot about
amazing.
them.
And so,
Yep.
Cara, tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah. So, in the wellness space, I'm always looking at things online. I have a lot of friends who really are actually all over the world, all over the globe. And I was seeing a lot of information about these patches, and they're from a company called LifeWave, and it's light therapy in a patch. So instead of going to a location where they have lights, or even some people are like, oh, I go tanning, which I would not recommend, but this is a simple patch that you put on, and there's specific patches for various.
I read something about stem cells.
Yes.
Like it
rejuvenates.
It rejuvenates. I'm very interested in this.
So we've been wearing the patch now for almost a full month. And like I had mentioned on
How
the
long
last
do
show,
they last?
it's a sleeve. Do you have a picture, or did you? I should
It's
have
on
brought
here.
the sleeve, but
Our
it's-
viewers can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sleeve, and there's enough for about a month. And so it's one patch a day, and you wear it for 12 hours. So you get up, take a shower, put the patch on, wear it all day, and then take it off before you go to bed. And the reason for taking it off is because our bodies become immune to things. So you have to take it off so that
It's just the right
you
amount of
don't.
time.
Yeah, it's the right amount of time.
Yeah.
And there's all different patches. So the one that we have on is the X39. And I can feel, I feel a difference even now. I didn't wear it today. I forgot it. And I was really tired after work. Like I normally, get super tired after being with fourth graders all day. And when I wear the patch, I'm not.
It's helping.
And so I forgot to put it on today, and I was like, oh, I really don't want to like waste it because I'm not going to have it on for 12 hours, but I put it on anyway, and now I'm like.
But it's funny because when I didn't expect anything
really
when I put it on the first time, I was like, yeah, this whatever, and it was like bazoom, like I had so much more energy.
And it's not like
it's not
like a coffee energy. It's not like a stimulant kind of energy.
Like where you get jitters.
Right. It's a more even, you just feel more awake and more alert.
Focused.
Yeah. And so they have patches for energy, for inflammation. There's a bunch of different.
Yeah, a bunch. I went on the website, I think.
It's good. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Jen Benoit says, I have at least 10 candles from Soma's Aromas in my home now. They're wonderful. Pam says, where's your location? Well, now you're virtual.
somasaromas.com. I was right in the circle at times at Park Square. You can still see my name on the window.
It's there. I hope they never take it down.
I hope they leave it forever. It's
cute.
A beautiful sign.
It really is.
From Jake at Repro.
Yeah.
Pam says, hashtag trim your wick. Trim your wick, baby. Eva Simonian says she, quote, pours her care and expertise in all her products with some sweet emojis there. That's nice. Jackie Getz, so many great scents. Berkshire Spa, black cherry, cashmere, toasted coconut, green tea, and lemongrass, gingerbread. I mean, they're all delicious. Lots of... And and if you're listening and you're not home right now, Susan Korn Coldis just got home. The roads are nasty. Please be careful driving. I was on South Street, East Street, Elm Street, and Holmes Road in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. If you're listening to this live, and Ashley Marie says, I look forward to trying your handmade soaps. And,
they're wonderful.
Yeah, yep. They are fantastic. So, I mean, that's the thing. I think more and more people, and I think it started maybe with COVID, Soma and Cara, but more people are finding their way to make a living without having to work a 9 to 5, without having to go into an office, without having to do what we're traditionally told that we need to do in order to make a living and to feed your family and all that. So
I think I really think COVID just made a lot of COVID. I kind of lived like that. We lived like that because I was chronically ill for a long time. So everything that happened in COVID, we already went through. But yeah, so.
Yeah. But I was just saying that too. I think it's a lot of things. I mean, even as a teacher, I've noticed like parents' priorities have changed.
Right. Priorities. Also, a lot of, great things have come out of COVID, like the deliveries and DoorDash, and I call it mommy's helper, because I have no, it saves me a trip. A lot of people get groceries, I get my office supplies and everything else. But yeah, COVID has changed everybody's view on working and what they want to do. A lot of people started their own businesses on top of working.
Yes.
So I think it's really wonderful.
Well, speaking of one of those, and I want to, because my good friend Mike Strzula did give us these massive Stanley Cups, and we're going to get I want to give him a shout out, not just because he's a client and because we built his website and because we did his branding, although we did do all that. He also reinvented himself during COVID because he was running a transportation business. And I hope Mike doesn't mind me telling his story. I don't think he does. But talk about a business that gets totally decimated during COVID, and he was bringing people to the airport. He was transporting celebrities to Tanglewood. I mean, he was cranking it out and doing a great business. And then COVID hit. Guess what? No transportation.
Right.
You know, it's
Everything
done.
changed.
It's done. So, so he completely reinvented himself and went through the training, and he is now, I would say, one of the busiest climate control people in all the Berkshires. And not only does he have a great logo, but he has mascots, and there's one right there. So there's Herbie, the happy house.
Herbie.
Herbie the happy house. I don't know if that was originally the name that we came up for, Herbie the Happy House, but
I like Herbie.
But there's that, and then also then we have Manny the mini split, because those are very, very popular. So there's 180 Media's work right there.
I love it.
Soma, if you only had a mascot.
I need a mascot.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like, could you imagine here the mini split man could be holding a candle, or maybe
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. I want your creative. Let me know. Let me know. I have 2 adorable dogs, but
So
I do need a mascot. I need like a cool.
do you need a mascot?
Yeah. I think I need like
we'll make you a mascot.
yeah, something with a cool candle. Hashtag trim your wick.
Oh my gosh. So yep, it's 413ducklist.com. A little plug for my good friend Mike
Thank you
Struzul.
for the mugs, Mike.
Yeah, thank you so much.
They're
And
awesome.
we're going to make one of our viewers very, very happy, because we're going to hook her up with that. And we will let one of our viewers know who, or multiple viewers who will get the Soma candle, which is handmade. Right? Mm-hmm. Which
Right,
is
handmade.
handmade, and
Hand cleaned, hand labeled.
and we're going to show that process on the old Instagram Reels.
right.
One of the comments was, "Well, you got to get on TikTok." Well, so here's the thing.
Oh my goodness.
But it's reel anyway. You just save the reel and then you upload it to
You
TikTok.
can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there.
It's
I'm stressing.
It's like Venmo.
Am I
I
stressing you
don't
out?
Venmo. I PayPal.
I know.
Or Apple Pay.
Me too.
I'm not going. It's just another app. I have to put my information.
Well,
in.
here's the other thing too. With all the apps, I'm like, my phone is running out of storage.
Right. Exactly.
I've got every payment option available. It's because of my books.
yes.
So
yes,
people will say, "Can I PayPal? Can I
Right.
Apple Pay? Can I Square? Can I?" And I, so I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And then I'd be at book signings, and like, I'm like, so I have them all.
Yeah.
I have them all.
Yep.
And now
I mean,
have to-
cash is king.
yeah.
Yes. And Susan
Yeah.
Korn is saying, "I vote for TikTok." Pam says, "Oh my, trim your wick candles would be a good name for a business." So maybe that could be the side business. There's Soma with the trim your wick side gig or something. Trim your wick mascot. Well, people really put the mascot and trim the wick
I
together.
think you have to create me something.
I think we're onto something there. And TikTok covers everything.
TikTok. I never said I was going on TikTok.
I'll tell you what. You save your reels, send them to me, and I'll put them on TikTok.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
we
I
can
have
do that.
I have over 34,000 pictures
Wow.
and videos.
My gosh.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
have a problem.
So
No, that's
Most
awesome.
of them are the store.
Yeah.
So I really
it's almost like you ought to write a book about it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's someone who can help you with that. Her
Yes.
name is Cara Krol, and
right.
so one more plug tonight. I know we're plugging a lot tonight, but there's a lot to plug. This evening. So it's the Writer's Elixir that's coming up, because that's coming up pretty quickly.
That's
here.
next week,
next week.
the 24th.
All right.
how exciting.
Yeah.
So-
6 to 7:30 at BCC. There's a few people signed up, I was told last night, so super excited. And that's the cover of the book. So I created the training program. That's the cover of it.
Very
So it's
cool.
pretty extensive for a workshop class. So people are going to get a lot when they take this. So it's definitely worth the money. And yeah.
Let's do it.
Are you going to make, is this the first one? Are you going to make it a regular?
Yeah, so we're going to see how it goes. I mean, I'm going to be offering this at BCC, and if it's, you know, it's my course. I created it, so I can offer it any other time. I would just have to have a location to do it.
I hope this one goes well.
Yeah.
Really well.
Yeah.
I think it will.
It's a lot of people message me and they're like, how do I publish a book? You know, so I'm like, I'm going to create a training program.
Yeah.
I may go virtual with it.
I think
We'll
that's
see.
a good idea, Cara.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to do.
Virtual. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
People really, really love learning online. And and another thing that exploded during COVID was trainings. You know, people wanted to have courses. People wanted to, you know, colleges were teaching entire courses online. I mean, is exploding still, and I don't know, it's going to be something like an $800 billion industry by 2028 or something like that. So it's a place where that there is a market. So if you have expertise or you have the ability to create courses, there's a market for it. People are buying them.
I actually did my energy work remote for a long time. And during COVID especially, I did my coaching remote. And then I actually opened a space because I still do remote a lot of the time, but I really wanted a space. So I have the space and I still do remote. But a lot of people have said, can you make this course virtual? So I think after BCC, we'll see how it goes.
I think virtual is very convenient for most families.
And a lot of times you can record them.
Right.
You know,
and it's on your own schedule. And you have them. Yeah. Very cool.
It is definitely the way to go in a lot of ways. And yes, so we want everyone to get together and we want to be able to gather. Yes, we do. And honestly, when I do as opposed to having someone over Zoom, yeah, sure. But
it worked when you had to do it.
But when you had to do it. And then also, if you have expertise that you can share, it's not easy necessarily to share with someone from California, but if you have it virtually, you can do that. So I think it's well worth the thought to be able to learn those skills. And if you're able to share some expertise, there's a market for it. There really is. So I love it.
I have a huge fear of live. So this
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I told John and Cara it's like medical. So excuse me if I melt into my anxiety, but I haven't. It's a huge fear. So I'm glad that I'm doing it.
Well, it took me a long time. Yeah. I've had an online business since 2013, I would say. It really got rolling. And I did not like being on camera. And I didn't like being on camera at all. I would get so anxious, petrified. I mean, how ridiculous.
Well,
but I was.
Right. And that was pretty much everybody when COVID hit. We were all forced into so many things that are uncomfortable. Yeah. But the live thing, it freaks me out. I don't know, but this is a good breaking the ice. So yeah. I appreciate you for having me. I think
now I'm like, I can't even believe I was so afraid before, but it was a thing, and then I just gradually got over it, and now I'm like, let's go live.
Do a show.
Even when he did the podcast at our house, he was like, come on the show. I'm like, yeah. But here I am.
Yay.
There you are. See, overcoming fears. The Blend podcast is there. You go. There you go. And and honestly, I think that's one of those things that you just have to do it. And I've always had a lot of people who have always felt, maybe not to this extent, but people who have apprehension and anxiety to say, oh my gosh, I'm gonna blend.
And John makes it easy too.
Yeah.
Well, what's easy is to talk about stuff You know what? That's really the easiest thing in the world. And Soma is an expert in candles.
Yeah.
And you guys love candles.
And you're a great business owner.
Thank you.
So, just talking about what you, and I think that's a good advice for anybody. If there's something that you're passionate about, it's
You
easy.
just have to-
It's
yeah.
easy to talk about that.
Right.
Yeah. So I love it.
Let's talk about the fears.
Let's talk about the fears.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you want to face. You want to
Right.
face the fears.
That's the soul's journey.
That is.
It really
Yeah,
is.
really.
That's what they're there for. It's a challenge. Well, Soma, you're awesome.
So excited that we did
You
this.
are
We've been wanting to
too.
do this for a while.
How?
I
Yeah.
love you.
It's been a long
Thank
time.
you. It's
We've been
been
talking
a-
about this for a long
A
time.
long time, yes. And I'm really thankful for you having me on, and we'll do it again. Who knows? We'll do some pouring.
Yeah.
Oh, you can
And we
pour
may
too.
do a live energy session too.
Oh,
If
yes.
Soma's
I'm
open to
very,
it.
very
Yes.
open to the live.
So
Yeah, I
Soma's
love
going to
it.
be doing energy work, and Cara's energy work is tremendous.
I can't wait.
Boy, I can't wait. I always look forward to energy work.
You're gonna do energy work tonight, and I'm like, we'll see.
I've only
see.
had
Okay.
it. I've only had energy work done a couple times, and it was pretty intense. I loved it. It was really, it wasn't what I expected, and it really helped at the time. So I'm looking forward to this one. I really
Yeah.
need it.
Well,
I need like a clear my chakra.
that is good. That is good. So, and we've talked about it many times on the podcast and over time. And so it really is clearing the chakras,
Yeah.
and it really is a tremendous experience. And I've had it done personally many, many times. And my gosh, it leaves you a changed person in such a good way. So, so I love it. So I'm sure it's going to be a great
That'll be
experience. It's good. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And we put a link in there for Balance and Bliss. That's Cara's business, and that's her energy work along with others. And then Soma, we'll put your link in there too. What's your website?
Somasaromas.com.
So it's still somasaromas.com, and we'll pop. Wonderful evening. And if you missed any portion of the show, we're going to pop it up on YouTube, and it will be on our audio podcast coming up. And of course, the rest of this whole video will be posted, of course, on Facebook as well. So, so everyone, have a wonderful
Have
night.
a great night. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.